The Art of Communicating by Thich Nhat Hanh. Loving speech. When you have to tell people bad news, telling the truth can be difficult. If you don't speak mindfully, and the other person can get very angry or anxious after hearing your truth. We can train ourselves to speak the truth in such a way that, in the end, the other person can accept it. When you speak, you try to tell others the truth about your suffering and their suffering. This is loving speech. You speak in a way that helps others recognize the suffering inside themselves and in you. We have to be skillful. The one who speaks has to be very mindful, using words in a way that can help the listener not to be caught in wrong perceptions. And the listener has to be careful not to be caught in the words being said or the ideas being offered. There needs to be mindfulness and skillfulness on the path of both the speaker and the listener. Because you have the first practice compassionate listening, you know that what you say can carry with in it insight and understanding with more understanding. You can really help the other person suffer less, and your communication is more effective. You can speak gently because you're willing to help. The way we communicate already makes the other person feel much better. The words we say are nourishment. We can use words that will nourish ourselves and nourish another person. What you say, what you write, should convey only compassion and understanding. Your words can inspire confidence and openness in the other person. Generosity can be practiced wonderfully with loving speech. You don't have to spend any money to practice generosity. In Buddhism, another way of saying loving speech is right speech. In our daily life, right speech is what nourishes us and nourishes those around us. Wrong speech. We call loving speech right speech because we know that suffering is brought about by wrong speech. Our speech can cause a lot of suffering with unkind, untruthful, or violent words. Wrong speech is the kind of speech that lacks openness and does not have understanding, compassion, and reconciliation at its base. When we write a note or a letter, we can speak on the telephone. What we write or say should be right speech that conveys our insight, our understanding, and our compassion. When we practice right speech, we feel wonderful in our bodies and our minds. And the one who listens to us also feels wonderful. It's possible for us to use right speech, the speech of compassion, tolerance, and forgiveness, 7 times a day. It doesn't cost anything and it's very healing. The Art of Communicating by Thich Nhat Hanh.